Good day, YouTube. It's the 9th of August 2020, and I went and purchased a pair of PR15 Peavey speakers. I answered a marketplace ad for a pair. He's looking for like $150, and I responded. I said I'd be a buyer at like 100, if they work okay. And he said, I'm selling them for a neighbor lady. It was her husband's. He passed. Blah blah blah. Don't know anything about them. No way to test them. I said, well, I'll pop out with the ability to test them. I don't buy them untested anyway. I need to know what I'm getting. So I threw in my test speaker, which is this guy, this TOA. It's like a 4-channel mixer, 50-watt amplifier. Gives you an option for a external speaker out. I take this everywhere when I'm testing speakers and so forth. It's a really great unit. I'm really glad I have it. So I took this with me, and we gave the speakers the old testaroo, and the horns weren't working at all. One of them was scratching a little, and the other one was nothing. It was zip, zero, nada. So I told him, I said, well, it's certainly not worth $100 in not working condition. I'd be a buyer at 40. They need to be repaired. So he said, well, how about 60? And I said, nope, I'm a buyer at 40. Other than that, I'll walk away. He went and talked to the neighbor lady. She said, fine. So give him $40. Loaded him up, brought him home, tested on him for a little bit. I hate plastic speakers. I do not like the sound quality of them at all. I can hear a plastic speaker from miles away. Some people think they're great. They say they sound good. Well, they have obviously not listened to good quality plywood Peavey speakers. But these have their place. I bought these because I end up doing outside events every year, Christmas parades, that kind of thing, where they're subject to rain or moisture or something. So plastic speaker it is. I don't have to put my other ones in danger of being damaged. So that's the reason I bought plastic speakers. It would be the only reason I would buy plastic speakers, because they just sound terrible. And these did not disappoint the terrible. They were absolutely horrid without the horns working. So I went ahead and, so these use the, I'll show you real quick, the XR14? RX14, sorry. The RX14 Peavey, and I had bought a set. That's the one I took out yesterday. This is one I have to put in this next one. I had a pair. Oh, and by the way, it took a oil filter wrench to get these things off of there. I'll cover that later. I had a pair of speakers, Peavey speakers, that when I got them, they were supposed to have RX22 drivers in them, and they had RX14, so I purchased the whole entire driver assembly and replaced those. That's how I ended up with a pair of RX14s. This is supposed to have RX14s in it, and it does. They just don't work. And my deal is I return these to stock. I return them to just how they left the factory. That's the way Peavey intended them to be. That's the way they will be. Tempting to update these to RX22s, but I got to remember I use these in off weather only, or in a parade, on the tailgate of my truck, rolling through town kind of deal. So why go crazy? Why spend the money? Get the replacement diaphragms and rebuild these two when I get them both out. I have one out now. We'll take one out together, and we'll go from there. So let's put this speaker face down on what's left of my old table, and let's take it apart and replace that RX14. All right, we got all the screws out. There's 4 on this side. There's 3 on the bottom. On the other side, there's 2 feet. You got to take the feet off, these off, because there are screws underneath there. So there's 3 screws that bolt it together on the other side. And then let's take the cover off this back, and we'll set it inside, because it obviously has all the wires on it, and the crossover and all that. And then there are 2 screws on each side behind the cover. So we'll have to stand this up, pull those off. And the 4 on each side, I tried to get the screws out. They don't come out too good, so we're leaving them in. But we'll just be careful not to lose any. We'll lift this out carefully and set it inside. Now we'll stand it up. Carefully. We'll pull the screen, 4 screws, and then we'll take the remaining 4 screws that hold the speaker together. So we'll see if we can get it apart. See if there's any surprises in this one. Well, don't expect any. And then we have these 4. Don't give me crap for my long screwdriver. I love this thing. Three down, 1 to go. Then we're going to lay this back down and pull the back off of it. Ta-da. That was painless, more or less. Okay. There she is. Being real careful not to lose the screws out of the back here. So red is positive. I'm just checking. This is like a light bulb, but it's a protection for this guy. Making sure it's not popped. Couple rivet things. Stupid plastic speakers. But I guess they have their place. Now, I thought I could do this by hand, but I couldn't on the other one. So I went and got a oil filter wrench. And even at that, it was tough. I'm going to grab gloves. And then I actually had to shoot some PB Blaster at it. It was getting harder and harder as it came out. So I shot PB Blaster on it and it just freed up immediately. I ran it in a couple of threads and then it was able to come out by hand where I couldn't hardly turn it even with a wrench. So let's just start off with a little PB Blaster. Dang it. Alright. That's a little. Let's go for gloves. Now I'm not going to grab the magnet, the black part. I'm going to grab it just above with the wrench. I think it goes this way. It's hard to put a steel tool on a magnet. Nope, it goes backwards. But it fits fine. Wow, look how hard it is. Whatever they used dried. Come on, get a grip. Holy smokes. Wow. I'm gonna have to stand this up. Sure, a bunch of them things broke off. Just 3. Wherever they came from. Wrench slip. It's turning. Holy criminy. Actually bending the wrench. I can't ruin that because I need to rebuild it. Wow. You guys want to watch me fight this, or let me fight it? I can see it's going to be a fight. The last one there were threads showing, and this one they're not. So this could be way worse than the other one. Wow, I'm probably going to have to get a cheater on this. Man, that thing is obnoxious. If I had the diaphragm alone, I'd just change it out right now and not fight it. I don't. I have the entire driver. I've ordered the replacements. So I want to get it up and functioning so I can get it put away as a working speaker. Guys, I'm going to fight this for a little while off camera. I'll just let you know what a pain it has been. But we'll get this thing swapped out. Mercy. Okay, I'm back. I had to get out the chain wrench, the 2-foot chain wrench, to get this thing coming loose. And I hit it a couple more times with PB Blaster. Finally, it's coming. Wow. I've been 10 minutes fighting it or so. But we're getting there. Let me get my glove back on. Sweating. It's not that hot today, though. Only about low 80s. It's been mid-90s. Still a little stiff. If it gets super tight again, I'll have to PB Blaster it and run the thing back in to loosen up the stuff. Whatever they used. I think they intended on using anti-seize, but I think they found a thread locker. There it is. Finally. Again, we just have to replace the diaphragm, the black thing, and the titanium diaphragm underneath this cap. The rest of this is reusable. Alright, so I'm going to set this on the table, mark it DOA, so I know I've got to rebuild it. And then we'll put in the new used one that I had. There's something, the old gasket or something that's kind of stick to it. Let me see if it comes off. It'll be fine. All right. It'd be perfectly fine if I put like the RX22 drivers in these. I mean, that would work. It'd be more, you know, of the high frequency, but I always say, you know, they designed these speakers with this in mind, and, you know, the way the horn's built and all that jazz, it's what it's supposed to have, so who am I to second guess that? At least for now. But never say never. One day maybe. Now, don't need to over tighten this. I guarantee you that. It's not happening. That is good enough. Alright. Done with the heavy work. Alright, these are marked. Positive, negative, right there. Positive, negative. Had to look. Oh, you dog. Might have to adjust this one. They want to fit tight. Oh yeah, there we go. Tight, tight, tight. All right. Now, fire extinguisher didn't go off. That's good. I bought a few of these after my fire the other day. Yard sale fire extinguishers, but they're all good. Okay. I taped this on so I wouldn't drop it anymore. Let's set the back on it. Without dropping screws. Ooh, just fell into place. Okay. And my really long screwdriver. I'll get a couple of these run in there and then I'll go on my own. You don't need to watch me put screws in. But my really long screwdriver sure works good for this. People give me crap for it, but probably because they don't have one. Let's set this back in. Don't put it in upside down. Top. Right. Alright, let me put 6,000 screws in and I'll catch back up with you. Alright, down to the last 8 screws. One. I recommend, if you can't control your drill real well, to do these by hand, because remember, these are just plastic. The screws are going into plastic and they're not going to take very many over torques. There's enough screws holding it together. It's not falling apart. Alright. Let's put the grill in it. Two to go, and we'll try them out. Try it out. Right. I know it's not going to be real realistic to try and match the sound, on a cell phone camera, but believe me, without the horns working, they sounded horrible. Here we go.
Is that old laptop still trying to boot up? It's switching time. To a Chromebook that boots up.
These are 100%. Does it sound great? No, it's a plastic speaker. It's all you get. But I can live with it when I need it. For those events that I do that are in inclement weather or risk of damage or something, the ones I was using were not really very good. These are an improvement over that, and these are not wood cabinets, so they'll not get hurt. So that accomplishes the goal. I'm going to order up a couple of the RX14 titanium replacement diaphragms. I'll get those two drivers rebuilt. So they're ready for next time. So, good to go, right? Never throw parts away. You might need them someday. All right, gang, I appreciate you watching, hanging out with me for a little bit today. Fixing some more Peavey speakers. I'm a big Peavey speaker fan. I like the fact you can rebuild them with parts without breaking the bank. And as far as plastic speakers go, I guess they're as good as any. Yeah. Guys, thanks for watching, commenting. Appreciate a thumbs up on your way out the door. Help my poor little channel get a little momentum. That'd be awesome. I'll see you on the next video.